Greetings, everybody. If I fix the parameters for my the head Y movement, at least I think I fixed it. Now, when I do nod, it should be a little more obvious. Anyway, stay. Can't watch for long, only here to say hello. Understandable! Don't let me to prevent you from doing what you need to do. But anyway, my plan for today is like make myself a new reactive. I have fun. I hope so too. I hope that my art decides not to be scuffed. It usually isn't scuffed, but it's always good to just hope that it doesn't decide randomly like, you know what? I'm going to be scuffed. But yeah. It was something I plan on referencing. But I forgot to find it before stream. But yeah. I think I found it now. I'm going to quickly put this in my board. And yes, this is going to be very stupid. Download image. And anyway, for anyone wondering what the hell was I trying to get, behold, it's Chucklefuck. And originally the file name for this was just download, but I proceeded to rename it Halfling Worm of Prosperity. Because I am just like this, I guess. But yeah. So I plan on vaguely referencing this I'm going to go take my Adderall, which is slowly dwindling. Means I probably have to like ask my mom if I can schedule an appointment with my primary care doctor. Anyway. Power of making a to-do list for your stream is that you can remind yourself of if you took your ADHD medication. Anyway, let's go get started on some fuck-ass gesture. Make sure sketch pen. This. And behold, vaguely threatening posture. I should probably also grab my reference sheet. And my concept art. I'm also gonna go and grab this. My most recent piece of this creature. And just trust the process. Trust the process, chat. This is going to be cursed on Palpus. For anyone wondering why would I make something this cursed, that's because I am the streamer and the artist. I can do what I wish with my own character. I use to project myself onto y'all. And for the record, I usually do not know what I'm doing. No, I am not going to bother drawing the booba because I think it's funnier if I don't. I am operating on the rule of the hee-hee-ha-has. I'm gonna turn down the opacity. That it's, like, sort of vaguely here. But also, just sort of, like, not. Just there enough so that I can easily reference. And I might not bother with the, you know, curls that go down here. And the one thing that I will change in terms of like the speaking part of the fugi is just an extra line for the mouth. And for anyone wondering, Skelly, what in the world is this for? It's for the hand cam. Because I am doing a hand cam for my stream on Monday. I am not going to clarify anything about the hand cam stream until the day of. So if you were in my Discord sometime last year, you might vaguely know what I am talking about. Do not ruin the fun for everyone else. Do not ruin the confusion for everyone else. You're probably going to be just as confused as the newcomers. You're just like, what is this streamer doing? And for anyone wondering, why did I choose the halfling worm of prosperity? My original plan was to reference a figurine of Laios I saw of him. Or like, it was like for the Year of the Dragon. But I could not find it. So I am just like, you know what? The halfling worm of prosperity, it is. Just imagine, like, some people who, like, are following me, but, like, haven't really checked in on my streams for whatever reason they have, which doesn't really matter to me. And they're just like, I followed this person? What are they doing? And if they ask, I'm just gonna be like, very Everything will have an explanation eventually. But the real reason is just because I want to be silly. That is the one justification for doing whatever the hell I am doing at any given moment. Sometimes it's just because I desire to be silly. And sometimes that's just all you need to justify whatever you're doing. Like, hey, what is with that outfit? I want to be silly. Oh, why do you have that grow tube? It's for the bit, Jessica. It's for the bit, Jessica. My condolences for anyone named Jessica who has just been jump scared by the mention of their name. You were the necessary sacrifice for the bit. Also gonna go take care of the tail. Real quick. Which, it's a little hard to do at this angle, but I think I'll figure this out. And, do a squiggle for all the parts that are going to be the black color. Yes. There is some vague sense of hee hee ha ha going on. Because the hee hee ha ha's are part of me. I'm probably not gonna bother too much with the over here. I'm just gonna make it just that. This is not meant to be anatomically accurate. What this is meant to be is silly. Hello, Shadow! As you can see, I am drawing a thing that may or may not make people question why they watch me in the first place. Lol. And yes, I am literally referencing a Dungeon Meshi meme that I found on Pinterest. The halfling worm of prosperity. Hi, Magda. There is something else that I plan on doing. And it's mostly just like for a fic that I posted back on like Sunday night that has gotten like really popular, and people are demanding a second part involving the very last character I did for it, because I put in as a cliffhanger that that the reader character takes in is Pregante. And people are just like, need a sequel, we need the kittens. Give us the kittens. And you're just like, why not give the people what they want? It's also what I wanted to do anyway. Yeah, put this in my... Yes. This is, what I plan on referencing. Or, you know... my fugi. You can also see it in the corner of my sub view. This is just meant to be stupid, and it's literally just for one stream. Yeah. It's just... I'm sure there's several people wondering why I am like this. And that likely also includes my own brother. But he's not but in stream. So he does not need to be mentioned any further. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until ads happen, so I'm just gonna yap a little bit. Also, check to see how many more people have chosen to like the fic that I mentioned. 649 likes. Also, some of the usernames I have encountered while after like nearly a week of this being posted are like really funny and just very Tumblr. There is literally a user named Commit Arson in the comments. Like, very much Tumblr. And I've also gained several followers because of this fic. But yeah. Yeah. Ads are starting in about 20 seconds, depending on how much of a rascal the ads want to be. So I'm gonna add a little bit of squigglies. And the ads have started. Let me finish adding these squigglies. And now we take a break. And I'll use this time to prepare the line art layer. And yes, this is meant to be very dumb and stupid. And for a fugi. Anyway, I'm gonna put a... I'm gonna do something real quick. This looks so dumb! And I love it. I am going to go ahead and I'm just gonna use this. Just so stupid. This is so dumb. But I do not care. Because this is what I have chosen to be. And this shall be what changes with the fugi. The only addition is the mouth. On. Are you a silly girl? Silly girl. And say hi to Jack. And say something. Not a leg. Back in her box. Falling apart. Really annoying. My dad is cute. Having a bit. She's a skill. doing? Azoomies. And a bit of talking. Oh. He's trying to chase her tail. I think. Yeah. So this is pretty much just preparation for, you know, my birthday stream. Where did he go? Yeah. Magda is a very shelly little bean. And I love her very much. She's just a little oopal baby. Gonna make that a little shorter. Bolder. Yeah. Like that. He's a little maniac. And me, I am a slightly bigger maniac. Yes, I hope y'all will enjoy the stream that's gonna be happening on Monday. Because I have things planned that are going to be fun for me. And maybe for y'all as well. So there is two things I have planned for it. One is a thing I am not going to clarify at all. Second thing is making a bingo for this year. And I'm going to try and be a little more realistic in my goals. And then, after we make the bingo, we play a little Witch in the Woods. And make progress. And also, I haven't hopped on it at all. As a precaution. Because I know some of y'all want to see the amphitheater. Yeah. And, you know, that's probably what's gonna happen. Fuck. Once I, you know, log into it. Or, you know, something else that happens. Anyway. Actually, hold on. I was gonna erase that thing. And I'm doing most of the hair right now. Because that is what I am doing for this segment of line art. Yeah. Yeah. This is not meant to be any way professional. Because a professional is what I am not. I am just a student pursuing a bachelor's degree. One of these days. Once I transfer, I'll be pursuing a bachelor's. Right now, I am technically pursuing an associate's degree. Yeah. And I'm not going to bother drawing the cleft palette here because it's going to be a small enough detail that nobody's going to notice anyway. I think it also adds to the mischief. But anyway, he is real. Or, well, she's gonna be. Very, very soon. There is also one thing that I am kind of working on. And I plan on trying to work a little more on it during my free time in the semester. Anyway. Anyway. 46 sneezes. Whatever will I do when I reach 100? Something. At the very least. Anyway. Blah. This does sort of suck, but it could always be worse. It can always end up worse. Yeah. I'm gonna try and be super consistent with this. My main concern is just making this look decent. And mayhaps a bit silly. Because that is the goal for this fugi. Because it's literally just meant to be for this birthday. When I turn 22. And yes, chat, I am starting to get old. Well, older. I am still not middle-aged. That's not gonna be for another 20 years. And AKA... I won't be middle-aged until my 40s. What are you doing? Oh, Ubu baby's being silly. Yeah, on Monday, I'll figure out how I'll be doing my whole, the 2026 bingo. Since I am doing part of the color here, because I want to, I am choosing to do this out of my own free will. Also because the hair is the hardest part. And I want to get it done sooner rather than later. The little Ubu baby wants to be released. Fifth Oil Prison, that is my... puppy. He was contemplating where to go. Oh. Anyway. Gonna try and, you know... Oops. Need to do that. Hold on. Right. I'll probably have to remind myself to do the nutty pot thing after stream. Anyway, the hat is done. We now have a hat. A hat we suavemente. I'm gonna continue drawing for a little while longer. And then once we hit the next wave of ads, I'm gonna go ahead and start my intermission. I need a break. Yeah. So... Gonna finish the rest of the front. And then... we shall go ahead and do the eyes. Yes, I am adding that little crease. That little fold. On purpose. Because that is what skin does. And I don't think I'm gonna bother with, you know, drawing the full... like... And... I'm probably just gonna... And... this... Copy, paste... Flip horizontal... I'm gonna make it a little... go a little downward. Erase that part. Yeah, this is just meant to be dumb. It's actually stupid. I'm just gonna do this. And yes, this looks really weird right now. And that's just because the line art's not done. It's going to look even weirder. And it probably already is, sort of is. Actually. Yeah. Yes, I am making the eyes white. Because this is meant to be stupid and dumb. And the black scleras, because they're the same color, the same exact color as, you know, the hair, it's gonna look a little messed up, and I don't want to bother doing the secular heterochromia, so white it is! Here we go, merge that down. And I'm gonna go to this. But yeah. It's kind of like just a dumb, stupid thing that I am specifically doing because I wanted to do something funny for my birthday. But I am going to... Wait. Okay. I'm going to save the progress, and I am actually going to close it so I don't accidentally add any more hours or minutes than I actually have. And I am going to go and start my intermission. I'll see y'all in a bit. I'm back. Everybody young. Still consume my maple candies. Like the ones that are like mint. Like not the plant, like the powdered pucks. Are small and you put them in your mouth. Usually to help with bad breath. And I've actually gone through a good amount of them. Now I'll just have to figure out what to do with the tin. There's also a, you know... So when I went to Canada with my family, one of the things I got was kind of a... It was a 3-pack of maple syrup. And they were like relatively small, you know, bottles, but they were shaped like they're shaped like maple leaves. And I got the 3-pack of like, you know, the small ones because they usually don't go through maple syrup that quickly. Now the main thing I'm wondering about is what I should do with the bottles when we finish the maple syrup in them. Because, like, I want to, like, fill them up with something. Like, some kind of, like, decoration. And, you know, set them up on somewhere. Make it shorter so it doesn't do a tan. Yeah, I'll have to find some inspiration. Oh, on the internet. I have some paper stars that I have. They were in like something that I bought from Etsy as like a free gift. I'm partially tempted to fill it up with that. No. But there's also the whole thing about, you know, I only have 3 of them, and it's gonna take more than that to fill up the whole thing. So I'll probably have to figure stuff out. Like, maybe consult Reddit. Because I want to keep it as kind of like a memento. No. You know, the first time that I've been outside of the United States. And the first time I've ever been outside of the lower 48, technically. Because I was closer in terms of longitude to, like, Alaska than, you know, lower 48 where I reside. Yeah. I gotta go and grab this. Oh, yeah, I'm willing to take recommendations as to what to do with them. So the leftover maple syrup bottles, once we, you know, go through them. I don't want to just throw them away into recycles. Or something like that. I want to at least try and do something with one of them. Also, I'm not going to bother doing the little diamond detail. I don't want to do the detail. I just don't want to bother. Anyway, I think I can consider the line art done. Now it is just rendering, I guess. Also, I think I'm gonna put this a little upward. No. I think the first thing I'm gonna try and do is, you know, the shading. Or at least some of this. Because even if this is literally just meant to be a shitpost, I want to at least make it look nice. Or at least a little bit nice. I'm not gonna make this look a little too fancy or anything like that. What I'm gonna do, though, is add shading. So I need to correct some color. Oh, in here. Make sure I do a once over. Especially here. Because this is a part that can easily get mistakes. Also, I Earlier this week, I finally reinstalled Twisted Wonderland. For anyone wondering why it took me so long to reinstall it, it's simple. The phone I changed to a few years ago was made by a different company than my old one. So I had to reinstall a bunch of things in order to, you know, get all my apps back. And one of the apps that I forgot to install, funny enough, ended up being Twisted Wonderland. So for like about 3 or so years, I forgot to reinstall Twisted Wonderland. I ended up missing a whole bunch of events. Which honestly does kind of suck. Also, I do think Twisted Wonderland's on Steam now. But I think my memory might be deceiving me. Yeah. I did finally reinstall it. Yes, there are some parts of the hair that I am just choosing not to really draw. Mostly because I just don't want to draw it. I should draw some of it. Draw a little bit of it. This is just gonna be really dumb, really stupid. But it's also for the sake of funny. Oops. Anyway. Gonna go ahead and do this. This. My color's done. And now it's just rendering. I'm gonna put that at 70% now. This. And I'm going to go and aim for the complex part. Okay, this whole thing. Now, I am going to go and just actually, no. I'll do this all in this color. Then I can start the details. Start with the biggest brush, slowly whittle down to the smaller. That's how you do detail. At least that's how I do detail. I kind of just start, at least for, you know, the line colors. Here, I start off with the biggest color. Sometimes I make that just, I place the entire, just wash it all with the main color. That will be, you know, the color of the line. And then I slowly start doing all the smaller colors. And then I just whittle it down until the smallest color, the least amount of color has been done. It's kind of like just a process of elimination. In terms of what I do for when I line all of these bad boys. Now this is a part that usually takes pretty long because of the amount of detail I have, really. Yeah. This is, you know, what I'm doing. I finally hit the stage where I have to do all the rendering. I usually end up just having to do a lot of this. So I just noticed there's a blank spot over here. Yeah. Yes, I am doing the line color for this little hat. It's literally just placed on a single horn. Right. Yeah. Once I'm done with this, no shebang. I think the last thing I have to do is, the rest of, oh, then just, setting up, the fugi before fugification. Yeah, I need to do the bang over here. Yeah, I can do that. And this thing. Yeah, after I'm done, with the fugi here, I'll take a bit of an extended break. What I plan on doing next. Yeah. And now, that's better. For our intents and purposes. But anyway, he is here, and she is ready to partay. Rest in peace, halfling, word of prosperity, you will be missed. And the ads have started anyway. So I'm gonna use this time to do a little break. And now, up and stretch. Gotta get up and stretch. I'll be back. Alright, back. So there is something else I am gonna do. And that involves me having to make a new canvas. I'm gonna grab this. And basically, this isn't technically on my to-do list, but it's something that I'm doing for a thing I'm working on. So they're going to be kind of like sketches of like several things. I think I'll use this time to also have one of my snickerdoodle chocolate kisses. So I'm gonna first a base. For the arm. And this is going to be a base. Hold on. Oh. Just gonna delete this. Anyway. Go ahead and finish trying this a little bit. And yeah. Go short. And E. I'm actually gonna go quickly go to my FTD art. I am going to go and a screenshot. And do not save. Hello, Edis. How are you? I hope you're doing well. And now I'm going to go and reference the here. And yeah. So this will be the art hand. And this will basically be hand used for drawing games like this. Then this is gonna be a knife. And these are just concepts. And but yeah. And this is meant to look a little funny. Eventually I will make a, like, 80 reference for these, but the final one is going to be Ponder Thy Orb. And why Ponder Thy Orb? It's very simple. The orb must be pondered. Because that is what I plan on doing. I will eventually figure out how I will do the actual orb pondering. Have this pinky. Yeah, I will try to no. Do something. Yeah. Yeah. Cross out some of these things. Also, the Ponder Orb thing is kind of like just a joke. Probably like gonna be a toggle of some kind. Along with the, you know, knife and art hand. I'll figure out how to do the knife more specifically later, eventually. Like, a design for it. But the Ponder Thy Orb thing is more of a joke. But yeah. Simply because of the whimsy. We appreciate whimsy here. Yeah. So yeah. I like thing and buying YouTuber stuff. Toggle concept. Yeah. Is, you know, what I plan on doing. Yeah. So, intermission is gonna be starting soon. So, yeah. once if it's the full 2 hours, I'm going to no. Do the intermission and then figure out what I'm gonna do next. Yeah. Is what I plan on doing. But yeah. So, we put this sticky note back where it is meant to go. But yeah, I'll go ahead and start the intermission now. I'll be back in like 5 or so minutes. back? But anyway, gotta go. Got my project. What to do in do I have that I still need to work on? I'm gonna do something a little different. Off the angle here. Like, was partially tempted to just not work on this while live, but fuck it. I'm gonna work on this. But I'm not really going to be explaining what I'm doing. Like what this is for. Just do this. Well, I just realized something. There we go. Now, turn off the color for this. So that I can see it better. Because I unintentionally picked a color that is a little hard to see the shading for. But yeah. Yeah. And this is what it currently looks like right now. I need to add something. Kind of like just to add detail. I did modify the head for this, so it should hopefully look a little more refined. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do the head shading. There is something else here. That I... have here? I forgot what exactly I was doing with the color the freckles were gonna be. Wait, that color. And this kind of my for the time for this. I try and go do something in Eroid Studio. That to figure out how I'll do all these. Because I don't know if I is a freckle brush I can. My plan is to kind of like have the freckle be, no, somewhere on the nose as well. But yeah. But this is sort of the progress so far on this model. Some of these are gonna look a little bigger than others, but I kind of wanted to make it look a little bit like stars. Because, you know, kind of my... Actually, I'm gonna go see if there's a freckle brush. Great assets. Freckle. Quite a few. With freckle. This? Add. We gotta go. I should have. Ahead and done this. Those will be freckles. Yeah. Glad they're gonna be informed. I'm not fully sure what I'm gonna do with the highlights. So I'm just going to be using the no. The same color on Add Glow. Because that is the easiest I can do. In order to figure out a highlight color. So I may eventually figure out a like universal highlight color I'll use for this model. Now, blur. Do this. I wanted to try and, you know, get the head part done before I try and work on anything else, because I still don't have a solid idea as to how I'm going to do the outfit for this character. There are going to be two, though. So a total of 2 outfits for this character from the get-go. You turn off the eyebrows. And this. Yeah, I will figure out like other aspects of this character's design and eventually her lore. Yeah, model is kind of like model I'm working on right now is a model that I'm using to like figure out what I can do in terms of, you know, the art and the rigging that I can do for models. You know, an example piece. Or if I ever choose to do these as a commission. I don't know why I do that, but I don't know. But yeah. Over here. This is kind of like just so. So the highlight color here is on a temporary. Eventually, I will figure out what I'll do for the color. Also, my condolences, but ads have started. Just this. Yeah, I think she's looking pretty nice. And the main thing I have to do after this is that I have to do the rest of the main hair. I don't fully know how I'm gonna do that whole thing. I feel like I will be able to figure it out eventually. But yeah. I might change the blue in this color palette to be a little lighter in color. Because I kind of like so I have a color palette I can use that, you know, references night sky. I'm gonna experiment with this thing. And welcome back from ads, everyone. I think this is a better color for the palette here. I'll change it to this. Gotta be honest. So... And this can be the shade. There. I think I figured it out. I think it is better than the original plan I had for the color scheme and all that. Yeah. So, yeah. Also gonna add glow. So, yeah, I eventually need to figure out how to make a brush highlight. But that is done. Now I need to kind of like figure out how to do certain things. Like, I'm probably going to use a clipping layer for the freckles so that they don't go past to the line art. But yeah. So eventually I'll have to do the mouth and stuff. Like prepare that for Live 2D. But for now, it's mostly gonna be the hair and stuff. Also, I'm going to use a different file. And that's going to be the file where all of the stuff is merged down. So this will be the file where I can easily change everything if I need to, and then the other one will be the file for the Live 2D stuff. Which I'm actually gonna go ahead and go ahead and start on a little bit of the line art. Is gonna be me doing this? Also, once ads happen, I'm gonna stop working on this now. Then, is there something else I wanted to do? Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna do this. I my original plan for this model was to like just keep it 100% secret, but honestly, I'm not the best at that. When I'm, you know, literally doing all the stuff for it myself. Anyway, go ahead and the color. Then that. Now we color the line. Turn sides of the brush down a little bit. And that shall go to 70% capacity. Anyway. Now look at this. Yeah. Is there any plan for that? So the add glow. There we go. Now I do two for the because it's pretty long. So I'll be up here. And I shall place two. No, not two, three over here. Now, progress hasn't been made. Let's put our bane back on. So I'm likely going to extend this bank over here. It kind of goes all the way up here. Yeah. We got some time until the final hour of stream. And I'm going to go do something real quick. Put all of these in here. Yeah. I don't know how long this is gonna take me because I pretty much have 4 hours on this right now. That is kind of like just the art. And I still have yet to do some of the other parts. Like, I still have yet to do various things, including, you know, figuring out the toggle. Because I know I'm definitely going to be doing an art toggle. and a very specific toggle that only really applies to this character. Other than that, I'm not fully sure what I'm going to be doing for this model. Toggle. I do something silly with the hair. No, not the hair, no, eyes. I do some stuff related to the eyes, but I don't really have anything just yet. But yeah. This part is done. So I'm probably going to use this as a way to like yeah. I'll have to figure out some of this stuff for the model soon. Yeah, I am using kind of like a reddish black for the sclera this time instead of, having the same black for part of the hair and the sclera. The contrast a little nicer with the teal of her eyes. So part of this may change in the future. The design is still not yet set in stone. Yeah, I'll have to figure out what all the parameters I plan on using, and then what toggles I plan on using. Just a lot of things. Just a whole lot of things that I have to do. Yeah. I'm gonna start adding a little bit of the color for the hair over here. That it's, been placed and I do not forget. Yeah, I'm doing something similar to this model with the tricolor hair. Even though it is a bit of a pain to do, I honestly just wanted to do it anyway. I'm honestly a bit of a masochist. Actually, should I do one eyebrow a different color? Yeah, that looks better. No, to be honest. Yeah. So, also. And as a kid. Yeah. There are sections of the back hair that are blocked off because those are going to be a different color than the rest of the hair. And I used the wrong color. Yeah. I'll go and do a lot of this. Yeah. Is, just something I have planned. I do. And I plan on trying to have the art for this be a little more, like the assets for this be a little more extravagant. I'm gonna try and do an animation for some of the screens. Then try and, get some kind of like Steiner animation that suits the character. I really like that she's starting to come together. Oh, just little by little, she's starting to take shape. So I'm going to do the line for this. And then I'm gonna do an intermission. Then there is something else that I wanted to do. And I plan on doing that for the rest of today's stream. Then I'm gonna, prepare to do some stuff for the birthday week. Eight. Okay, that is purple. I just had to check real quick. Do this. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and start on the intermission, the final one of this stream. But yeah, I'm gonna close this file. Now we'll go ahead and see y'all in like 5 minutes. Right? Yeah, next stream is gonna be on my birthday. I have stuff planned for that. Probably like put an event in the Discord server. No. For the birthday thing. A jig. Anyway. I'm gonna go draw some cats. I just wanted to draw some kitties because kitties are what I love. Yes. Yes. Behold the delectable onigiri. It's time to line. the onigiri. Right? Yes. Good. Our onigiri. There's the tail. The tail is hidden, obscured. Yes, called the delectable onigiri. That is in fact not this cat's name. I'm just I'm using a fucking meme I found on Pinterest as a reference. It's going to have the most gorgeous green eyes. Now, let's make her the void. Now, oh. Anyway, all hail Mama Cat Megatron. He is gorgeous. He is a mother. Anytime, Anyway, it's time to go and draw the Megatronling. There are 4 of them. Here the Megatron leaves face down. Their eyes aren't even open. He's a Megatronling. All they know is Mew. It's the Megatronling! Behold the Megatronling! It is time to color the Megatronling. Go and find the pictures of when Wenji and her siblings were in. And they were fresh. I have located the kittens as they were fresh. gonna try one of these little. Calico. Yes, I am obliged to at least have one calico in the litter of babies. Now, another Megatronling. Yeah, have a little bit of white. Now, I am going to go make one fully orange. One orange baby. Just one. Unless I decide I don't want to make an orange baby. And he gets a singular sock. Yes, behold the Megatronling. Mama Megatron is proud. Of her 4 perfect babies. For they are her babies. Lovely. Hello, Ruchi Radio. Hello, what's up indeed? I hope you're doing well. I've been doing some drawing, as you can see, and I have just drawn some Megatron Ling and Mama Cat Megatron, which you will likely not have any context for. Yeah. I hope you're doing well. There's a live stream until my birthday on Monday. So that's gonna be fun. You got your OC done, so now you have an OC. Yay! Yippee! Yeah. Yes. So, I'm gonna vaguely explain what is going on here. I have an I can just backgrounds. Yes, indeed. Backgrounds, the pain of many artists, including me. Yeah. Ads are starting soon. My apologies. You'll have to deal with them for like 3 minutes. We love to do magical. We've never done any. And that's why we have references. Yeah. And ad break is done for you? Huh. Weird. Because my stream manager says there's 2 more minutes on ads. There's only 15 seconds? That's strange. Yeah, anyway. To explain what in the world is going on here. So, earlier in the week, like before New Year's, like back on Sunday, I posted a fic Tumblr about certain characters reacting to the reader being chosen by the cat distribution system and how they'd be with the cat. And the very last thing was, and for the very last entry in it, I decided to have like the reader character named the cat Megatron. For the rest of them, the cat is named by the character. But one of the reasons I named the cat Megatron is to reveal that the cat is pregnant. So I have the line, Megatron is a really good name. Yeah, but yeah, I had the line, Megatron's pregnant. And as, like, the very last line of that entry, which was also the last entry. And so I left all of nearly 700 readers of that fic on a cliffhanger. And there's people who are just like, what's gonna happen to Mama Cat Megatron? How many babies is she gonna have? Yeah. I had to do a little drawing of Mama Cat Megatron because I described her as having black hair, black fur, and green eyes. Many and a little more. Yeah. But she does eventually get spayed along with her babies. Do not concern. And I still need to draw some of the other cats that are, you know, in the fic. Including Dunk. Need to draw him yeeting himself into a trash bin. But yeah. Alright. Yeah. Earlier in the stream, though, I did this. I go draw, but you don't want to, but you want to. And sometimes you just gotta draw. That's sick. And it's a reference to a meme. Love that. Behold the halfling worm of prosperity. We all love Chucklefuck in this house. Yeah, I wanted to reference that meme because I couldn't find that one thing I was trying to look for. That was also Dungeon Meshy. Yes, she eeks. He will be a menace. Boom indeed. Yeah, something else I worked on was like toggle concepts. After I did the fugi. This is the ball. It is not just a ball, it is an orb to ponder. Then there's the knife. I still need to figure out the specifics of the knife. Then art hand, which is just a normal hand that I'm using to draw. Here. Orb ball. Yes. The orb you ponder that reveals secrets. But yeah. So I'm probably just gonna like yap and stuff. So there's also something else I've been working on a lot since last year. And it's a kind of like a novel I'm working on. I actually worked on outlines for it. No, back on Wednesday.
Nani?
Oh, hello, Sunny Raul. Thank you for the raid. Also, thank you for the follow, Ruti. You should buy some box, I think. Yes. Hello, Sunny Raul. Let me go give you a shout out. Yes, hello, hi. My name is Skelly. I am a Dragon Fairy VTuber, and I do a lot of drawing, writing, and gaming. Like, reading people when streams are done. You thought my art is cute. I'm glad you think so. But yes, behold the Megatronlings. They desire food. Yes, I appreciate the raid. If any of y'all need to go ahead and leave. So thank you for the follow, Sunny Roll. But if y'all need to leave and do something, like if you need to use the bathroom, get food, sleep, don't let me hold y'all up. But yes, I tend to do a lot of drawings. So stick around a tiny bit. Eventually you have to head to bed. Yeah. I'm actually ending stream in like 20 minutes too. Yeah. I've kind of just yapping because I don't know what else to do. Yeah. This is the main character for a story I'm working on. Her name is Patchouli. And basically, the thing about her is that she kind of like ran away from home when she was 10 with the help of her older sister, and was taken in by a church. While I do use the term church, it's not Christian. It's a god in the story that is referred to as Gimli. He ends up adopted by the leader of the clergy, and basically, like about a decade, she kind of like lives a somewhat normal-ish life, as normal as a person adopted by a literal church can get. You have severe PTSD. That, as a fellow secret, very happy. Yeah. And one of the things that this church does is that because it is for the god of bonds, like social bonds, like, you know, platonic, romantic, familial, and all that stuff, they do weddings, and Patchouli here is a trained officiant. He is certified to marry people. That was not her duty this time. Instead, she had to, you know, do patrol around the church because she was informed ahead of time that the groom's mother might try and crash the wedding because she has like a vindictive hatred toward the bride, like enough that the bride struggles to like leave her house, her apartment and stuff. And Patchouli finds the groom's mom, who is in a wedding dress. How predictable. Almost avoids getting stabs. Still gets somewhat hurt. Uses her powers to detain the, groom's mom until the police can arrive and arrest her. But she doesn't realize that someone watched her do that and proceeded to tell her brother, who works at an agency that investigates paranormal phenomenon. So after about a month after that happened, the two people from the agency, the guy who was told of this by his little sister, and someone that actually knew beforehand because of because she officiated the marriage between her brother and sister-in-law. And they basically offer her a job at the NEA Paranormal Investigation Agency, or just the LPIA for short. And she's just like, this could be a good opportunity to try and find my sister. So she accepts. And then, you know, does all the things. And eventually she figures out who her sister is. All I'm really going to mention about the whole finding the sister thing is she actually meets her sister early on in the story, but neither of them make the connection that they are sisters until someone directly points it out. They just think there's a lot of coincidences until, two of the people in the friend group are just like, there are too many things that you have in common. I'm pretty sure you are siblings. And eventually they realize, oh shit, we are siblings. Guess we gotta go defeat Mom. Which, for context, the reason why Patchley ran away is because her mother is like emotionally neglectful and sometimes like pretty abusive. And her older sister, because she knew that, you know, their father was banished when she was like a toddler, she was like, she never really knew what it was like to have a normal parent. So her older sister was just like, I'm taking you and I'm making you move. I'm taking you to these people. They are very nice people. And because I want you to know, realize, not think that what Mom is doing is normal. And promises that she'll try to meet her again. And their mother is also the leader of a country that has done some very bad things. Also, thank you for redeeming first Sunday roll. Yeah. So after they realize that they are, you know, sisters, Ashley and the other woman are just like, okay, we need to figure out how to take down Mom. And they basically, you know, eventually both of them, you know, locate their dad with the help of someone else who is like one of the knights. That is like a more recent addition. They figure out where he is. They get in contact with him. And, you know, rally him and his troops to help, you know, take down the current leader of the country. And eventually they do. Mom's arrested. And go head to bed now. Good night as well. You have a good eat. Yeah, basically they end up, you know, Mom gets arrested and charged for her crimes and is in prison, likely several centuries. Yeah. It's pretty much the plot, like the beginning and the end. And I'm about halfway through outlining all of the story. I plan on outlining the rest of the chapters during my summer hiatus for college. So I'll try and get all of the outlines done. And then once I'm in my summer break, that is when the write-a-thon begins. So I'll probably be spending like 3 streams per week, you know, writing the novel to the best of my ability. Like, try and get at least 1 or 2 chapters done a week. Maybe even 3, depending on how determined I feel. But after that, hopefully I'll have the first draft done, and then I can I can just worry about other aspects of the book, like all of the drawings, because it's going to be a light novel. And do all the second draft stuff, and possibly a third draft. Hire an editor to help refine everything. And then submit the script to some publishers for, like, self-publish. I don't know. And because it'll be, like, you know, kind of like a subathon, I'm gonna try and make it so that any money that I gain during the subathon / write-a-thon, part of the funds are gonna go to hiring an editor, or if need be, or someone professional. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and end stream. I'll post the schedule in the Discord as well as, you know, my Blue Sky. But I'll be seeing y'all on my birthday.